Hello guys, my name is Chris Bias and I'd like to talk to you guys about the Italian culture in Texas. It wasn't until the mid 1800s to early 1900s where there was a big amount of immigrant Italian immigrants that migrated from Italy to the United States. In 1870 there were about 25,000 Italian immigrants in America. Between 1880 and 1924 there were more than 4 million Italian immigrants in the United States. Most of them live in Brazos, but it wasn't until there was a lot of floods happening there that they caused many of the families to move. The majority of them moved to Galveston until there was a giant hurricane that messed up houses, that broke down farms and messed up the crops, caused them to move to the Houston area. The reason that they migrated from Italy to Texas was because of the wars, the political hardship, but mainly the poverty. In the 1870s, the government took measures to repress political views such as anarchy and socialism. Many Italians were peasants and had very harsh living conditions. Conditions like no plumbing, no windows, no doors, and barely had enough to eat. They heard about America having higher wages and better cost of living. So they came down here to have a better life. Hopefully save up enough money to go back and buy a farm and actually live over there where they love. The wages in Italy range from 16 to 30 cents a day compared to America, where they got paid way more for working less. In the 19th century, there was an agricultural crisis in Italy that caused many farmers to lose their crops because there was a spread of diseases. Many immigrants that came to America were farmers. They grew vineyards, orchards, and vegetable farms. They even wrote many romantic novels, plays, and poems that were published by immigrants from Italy or descendants of immigrant parents. Some examples could be Christ in Concrete, Dante's, Poseidon's Adventure, etc. There's still many courthouses and sculptures that are still around Texas. The Italians are well known for their opera houses and their art. One major celebrity back then was Josephine Lucchesi. I hope I said it right. In the 1930s, she gave 150 performances in various European opera houses. The major influence that Italy had on Texas was the food. They brought pizzas, many types of pastas, spices, and herbs. The major holiday that is still celebrated around Texas is on March 19th, and they cook many dishes of pasta, cakes, and breads, and it's placed on a very decorated table in church. Before they feed it to the poor, they have to bless it. And then while they're eating, they bathe their feet and kiss their feet. Christopher Columbus Italian Society was created in San Antonio in 1870, which is a center for the Italian community that provides money, advice, and instruction in English to the new arrivals. There's a lot of prejudice in the labor force for Italian immigrants. They were being called names like strike breakers and wage cutters. They were being called these names because while the Americans were conducting strikes, the Italians had no problem filling in the spots and being paid low wages. There was also a lot of discrimination on the workforce because even though they were skilled and educated, they still got the lower wages jobs because they were Italian. There's still a lot of festivals that are still being held around Texas. You can find them in Houston, Bryan, Dallas, and Fort Worth. They have a lot of competitions like grape stomping, bocce ball tournaments, dancing, golf tournaments. These are my references, and I hope you enjoyed my video.